What's up everyone, it's Hunter here, back with another video. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a first year medical student and this week it's finals week. We just finished our first block last week and now all week this week we've just got exams. The way that my school is set up is that every 2 weeks we have a summative exam on Monday where we cover all of the material from the last 2 weeks. But every 8 weeks is a block, and at the end of that block we have a summative exam over the previous 2 weeks, and then we have 2 practicals and a cumulative exam for every class that we're taking. So this is going to be that week.
I typically wouldn't add a post-production clip into a video, but I felt it was necessary on this one because so many of you missed something in the last video. Wait till the end of this one. I also forgot to tell you guys a really funny story on Monday after the exam, so you got to wait till the end to hear it when I say it, and then I also tell you what you missed last week. So watch till the end so you don't miss either of those.
It is now 10 o'clock, done with the first set of exams, so I'm going to just have an exam count for the week down here in the corner. So it went fine, got an 87, so we improved on last summative exam. Not quite up to where we started, but content with the result. I'm heading home now. I don't really have a plan for the day. I kind of feel good about the material on our cumulative exams at the end of the week, so I'm not going to put a ton of time into those. We also have an OMM practical. They're all scheduled at different times throughout the week. Mine is on Wednesday, and then I have an anatomy practical on Thursday. And I aced the anatomy test this morning, so I know that I'm really prepared for anatomy and don't really need to put much time into it. So I'm probably going to allocate time to learning more about the cancer drugs that were on our last MCT exam and some of the glycolysis processes that are interconnected that I did not get right on the last exam. So I want to improve on the things that I missed in previous tests, but right now we're sitting fine in all of our classes. I'm gonna go home. I might take a nap because as you guys saw, I woke up at 3:50 this morning. It was actually 3:43 when I rolled over and checked the clock. And I did that on purpose. If you guys watched last week's video, I've been waking up at 4:30 every morning and it's just a really productive time for me. So I was able to get in 3 hours of studying. Like, you could call it cramming for the exam, but it worked. I did really well this morning. But yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. You know, test went well. Yeah, I did poorly on MCT. I think I got 9 wrong on that one, which is like within the 80s. Where I aced anatomy, I got 1 wrong on ClinMed, and then I got 3 wrong on Phys Pro. So like overall, all the classes are going really well. Biochemistry, like it's mediocre. I think I have a B, which is not bad, but I know I can do better. So just gonna work on planning out how I can attack that class to do better and try to claw this grade back by the end of the semester. We out here on our typical post-exam relaxation, walk with the dogs, and feeling pretty good about ourselves. All of our exams are taken on this online software, so as soon as we're done, we know how well we did, and as soon as everyone's finished, there are averages posted on this website if you log in, but I have not been able to log in for the first 2 months of school, so I have no idea how I've compared to the class average. I've always just been going based on my gross score, and those are the thoughts and reactions that you guys are getting. And then today, someone posted in our large group chat that the average to one of our exams this morning was a 73. That makes me feel a little bit better about how I've been doing. Just knowing that, you know, compared to the class average, I'm not doing bad, because on some days I've felt that I don't belong here because of how difficult this content is. We're gonna continue studying throughout the day and getting ready for the rest of the exams throughout the week. All weekend, all I was really focused on was those exams that I had yesterday. It's now about 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. So we've had a bit of a slow start to the day. It hasn't been unproductive. I've been kind of just using the morning to plan out how I'm going to attack studying for the rest of the exams for this week. So I don't know if I already mentioned, but today I actually don't have anything. Like, no classes, no exams, nothing's planned. So I'm just taking the day to, first of all, figure out what I need to do and then do it. So we're gonna start off with a workout and be productive that way. Get a lift in, and then all afternoon planning to study up and get ready, because tomorrow we have
a review session, and then I have my OMM practical on at 3 o'clock. So just gonna relax, get through this workout, and then we'll start grinding away at the studies.
It's now Wednesday morning, and yesterday after our walk in the afternoon and the workout, I just watched a few of the lectures on some of the content that I wasn't as good at on the previous exams, and then the night was really focused on preparing for my OMM practical that I will have later this afternoon. So I filled out kind of a study guide and then had Marin just test me, and I would explain things to her before we went to sleep. And now this morning I've taken a few mock anatomy practicals because that's what I will have tomorrow morning. So I went through some of those. I really know the content. Now here at 10 o'clock we have a anatomy review session, so I plan to have that be the last bit of content that I look at before that anatomy practical tomorrow morning. So today it's going to be watching this review. Before I do that, I'm gonna go through the OMM stuff one last time because this review goes from 10 to noon, and then I only have a 1 hour break before I actually have my OMM practical, and it takes 15 minutes to get to campus. So I'm just gonna get the last OMM review out of the way right now before this review, and then we'll go to campus for the OMM practical, and then all afternoon today and all day tomorrow after the anatomy practical. The plan is just to study the cumulative stuff. I'm feeling pretty good about most of the content because I've kind of kept up with it since the first week we've had an exam, but I would continue to study it beyond that exam. So I'm feeling pretty good about most of it, but there's the stuff that I didn't do very well on our previous exams that I want to make sure that I have a good grasp on before we have our cumulative exams on Friday. So I actually didn't realize that this anatomy review is only half of what they're actually reviewing. I thought that it was a required review session that you had to attend one of. I know there was one yesterday and one today, but it turns out that they did half of the content that we covered yesterday, and then they're doing half today, and both of them are recorded. So I'm going to not attend it, and then I'll watch it at double speed later just to make sure that I don't miss anything. But I'm really not worried. As I've said before, I have a master's in medical anatomy, so I really should know all of this stuff already, and I'm finding that I do. I did 3 mock practicals this morning and I did great on all of them, so I'm really not worried about it. So I'm going to take this extra time to review this OMM stuff before I have that practical this afternoon, and then if I have more time, I'll probably just start reviewing the stuff for the cumulative exams that are on Friday. Got that drippy OMM fit on to go hit this practical. Well, I said I was gonna kill it, and kill it I did. So I aced it, so that was pretty cool. This definitely isn't the best form of studying. I'm watching this anatomy review now at triple speed now that I'm done with that OMM practical. But like I said before, I already know all this content. I really just want to make sure that I don't miss something that, like I took the mock practical that they're going over right now this morning and did well on it. I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything that the professor deems very important that I haven't looked over, just because I'm not planning to study after this. So I'm watching it at triple speed, making sure I didn't miss anything, and then after that we're going to be full force going toward those cumulative exams for Friday. So I'm just going to be going through all 107 lectures and going through the objectives and making sure that I know all of that material before these exams. Here I just wanted to show you all what one block of medical school looks like. So this is my medical school Notion page, and in here I have a table of our block 1 lectures. So I have it organized by the class
what exam it was on, and then I have some additional resources listed over here. But this is the whole list of all of the lectures that we've covered in the first 8 weeks. Down here, you can see that there is a count. We've done 107 lectures. So that's what's on our cumulative exam on Friday, and what I will be spending all of my time studying for the next 2.5 days.
I've really appreciated all of the support that you guys have given me so far. Kaya's a huge fan as well. The channel's growing. It's awesome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't yet. It's just really cool to see so many people wanting to go on this journey with me. And like I mentioned in the last video, first link in the bio it's called Buy Me a Coffee. I don't drink coffee, so you can buy me a beer if you want. That's just totally up to you. There's no obligation to support me in any way, but if you wish, that link is there. Also in that link is a way to follow me. You don't have to donate or anything, but you can just follow me on this platform. And I'm planning to do a weekly write-up, kind of like a journal post, just summarizing the week, how I'm feeling, stuff that doesn't really make it into the weekly vlog, but that I find pertinent to share with you guys. So if that interests you at all, that's in there. And then I also want to mention that I really enjoy mentoring people, and I've been working with a couple of pre-med students this application cycle and kind of advising them on different ways to work on their application so that they can get accepted into med school. And I've done it 3 times, so kind of know what I'm talking about. And I don't really want to charge anyone to do it. So if you're interested in kind of like a mentor-mentee relationship with me, I'll have my email in the description, and just shoot me an email and say, hey, I want your help. And I would be more than happy to help out anyone that I can. So if you're a pre-med, want to reach out, email's in the description. We are back on campus. It is now 7:29 on Thursday morning. About to go in and drop my stuff off in my locker so I can go take this anatomy practical. I would love to show you guys more of like what campus looks like, but our testing procedures are super strict. Like, you can't even wear a watch in, even if it's not a smartwatch that doesn't connect to your phone. Can't wear a watch into the testing center. You can have the device that you're taking the test on, a charger for that device, and a pen or pencil, and that is it. So can't really bring a camera or my phone, which I typically film on, into the testing environment to show you guys what that looks like, because it's not allowed. So I'm gonna go take that test, and then they have a review session around the noon hour for both our anatomy exams and the MCT ones. I'm not really worried about anatomy, so I'm not gonna go to that one, but the MCT one, I definitely wanna look at the old exams and see what questions I need to focus my time on for the studying for the rest of the day. So we're gonna go take this test, and then we'll catch up with you after the exam. All right, done with the anatomy practical, got a 95. Probably could have done better, but just didn't prioritize studying for it, so we'll settle with a 95, I guess. So now we're just waiting for the boys to come up, and we've got this study room for the afternoon, so I'm gonna study here until the exam reviews around the lunch hour, and then I'll head home, have the walk with the dogs, and then just gonna be a grind tonight before the last exams in the morning. Home sweet home. Just got done with a walk with the dogs. We went half a mile. So after the exam in the study room there, I was really productive. So I got through all of our OMM content, almost all of our physician profession class content. I just have a couple practice questions from there. And then with studying for the anatomy exam this morning, I'm feeling pretty confident on that content. So that means I have the afternoon and evening to just grind through our molecules, cells, and tissues content. We have a bunch of practice tests, additional practice questions for that class. So I think I'm just gonna go through the review materials that I have, take a practice test, and just do that for each of the 4 units. And then once I'm done with that, go back and hit the content that I'm still feeling a little shaky on. Overall, we're feeling really good, but I was kind of starting to hit a wall while I was at school. We had about 3 hours after the test before that review session started where I got through a lot of stuff, like I said, but then we got to this review session for our MCT prior exams, and I just kind of hit a wall. I couldn't focus. I was reading through these exams, and like, it was kind of helpful. I was recognizing things that I missed on that test, even though we were just given the exam key. We weren't given our own exams. So it was nice to be able to recognize and see like, okay, I still feel good about this content, but this is where I struggled before and should probably focus my studies on. But toward the end of it, I couldn't focus. I felt like I wasn't really retaining anything. So got home, took the dogs for a walk, and whenever I'm feeling like I'm having a mental block, I always find that exercise helps. So did that walk, and now we're ready to have a little bit of bite to eat and then back to the books. Taking a little break from studying to work on Save the Dates. Marin so graciously put addresses on all of them. So I'm now going through and putting stamps on all of them. If you didn't get one, it probably got lost in the mail. So sorry about that. But I'm probably gonna do like 40 of these and then get back to studying. I've been trying to do some filming with this old GoPro Hero 4 Silver Edition. This GoPro keeps freezing, and I think if I do want to do some sort of filming on something other than my phone, I'm gonna have to buy a new one. But I don't have any money, so we're gonna keep going with the YouTube videos on the iPhone, and potentially in the future, we'll have a second camera for some better angles and things. But I've gotten through 40 Save the Dates. I might do like 20 more, and then it's back to some practice tests and more cards. As you saw, I got up at 4:30 again. It's now 7 a.m. and we are heading to school for the last exams of the week. So I mentioned on Wednesday how strict our testing procedures are, but I forgot to mention that on Monday, along with not being able to bring anything except for our testing materials into this exam, we're not allowed to leave until we finish. So no bathroom breaks, you can't bring any water, nothing. And on Monday, I also got up early. I think I got up around 3:45 on Monday to finish some last second cramming. And in waking up early, I had a normal breakfast and I had a little bit of caffeine, and I went to the bathroom right before the exam, and then 10 minutes into the exam, I just had to pee again. And it was starting to bother me. I was getting really distracted, couldn't focus at all. And then I finished one exam. There were 4 on Monday. Finished one, I was like, I don't know if I can make it through another one, but I knew the rules, so I started another one, and I was just like almost in pain at this point. I felt like I was going to explode. So tried to get through one more exam, got through it. I was like, okay, I know I can't make it through another one. So I went up to the front of the classroom, and usually like some people were leaving because they were done, but I was ready to start my last exam. And I go up to the proctor and I said, I know that it's against the rules, but I'm going to pee on this floor if you don't let me go to the bathroom. And so she did. She wrote my name down, went to the bathroom, came back, did my last test. So today we did not have breakfast, didn't have any water. We're ready to go. So I'm gonna go in there. We'll see you guys in about 2 hours. Got 5 exams. I say exams, some of them are like 6 questions, but it's like each subject is broken up individually. There's a total of 100 points today. So like it's one big exam, but it's broken up by subject and you get a different grade for each one. So that's why I keep saying it's 5 exams. Call it what you will. Taking on the last of 11 exams this week. Well, I did it. Survived the first block. We'll definitely think about it on the way home and then do our typical walk with the dogs, post-exam thoughts. I got an 86, 88, I don't remember. Could have been better, but I'm not gonna complain. We passed. I aced one of them, the clinical medicine one. Not too bad. I don't know what to say. I'm done now. Probably gonna go have a beer and enjoy my week off. All right, we did it. It's 9:40. I got done with that one really quick, so it was like 9:15 when I finished that test. And I think that tells me that I need to slow down, because what was a B+ probably should have been an A-, but I missed at least 3, potentially 4 questions just based on dumb mistakes. Like I eliminated a bunch of answers and then I read the question again, read it wrong, and then chose the wrong answer between the 2 that I had, or just like little brain fart things on specific facts. So Should have done better on that one, but again, I can't complain. It's done with. We put in the work. We survived the first block of med school. So going into the next one, I'm gonna spend this week kind of preparing how I want to study for the next block. I know that like right now I have just a very solid B in our MCT class, and although a B is fine, I would like to do better. So I'm going to be spending more time on that class, where the other classes, they're not worth as much credit and I'm doing better in them. So I'm not gonna dedicate as much time to them, because our MCT course is where the bulk of our GPA comes from. And my school does give us grades, and we have a GPA that goes on a transcript. It's not pass fail. So I'm gonna spend more time focusing on that content. And overall, I'm very happy with how this first block of med school went. I mean, obviously, you can always perform better and wish I could have done some things differently, but overall, it went really well. It's still hard to believe that I've made it this far in the journey even. Like, just getting into med school was such a hurdle to tackle, and it still doesn't even feel real. I mean, like, we haven't done much as far as like clinical things, so it really just feels like another master's degree. You know, I'm just doing more graduate classes, but we're here, we're doing it. I really want to say thank you guys to following along with the journey. I think we're at 240 subscribers at the point of this video, and so it's Friday morning. As of right now, no one has collected the $10 from my last video. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my last video that'll pop up on the end screen here and look in the comments, and there's a chance for you to win $10. No one's claimed it yet, so get on over there, watch it, and get your 10 bucks. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the subscribers so far. I believe we're at 240, which again is a drastic increase over last week. So we're just slowly building and building. And it means a lot that so many of you want to follow along on my journey with me. I also want to mention again, the first link in my bio is for buymeacoffee.com. You don't have to donate or support me in any way, but I will be posting kind of a weekly like journal entry / update on there. So you can sign up to be a follower on there, and every week it'll end up in your email inbox. So if that's something you're interested in, you want to see more of a write-up on what I'm up to every week, that's an option. You can also buy me a beer if you would like, because I'm broke and I could use a beer every once in a while. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and we'll catch you in the next one.